Into custody over the weekends, Cameron Page McDonald caught after a police pursuit in Dora, Arkansas, just north of Fort Smith. She had several warrants out for multiple felonies and misdemeanors. And then Jaden Milliken, he was apprehended in Alabama following a pursuit, and he also had a handful of warrants out for his arrest. The Joplin City Council continues to work on that sports facility CID, or Community Improvement District. They removed Herman Lumber from that zone, but also added Menards and a few other places into the mix, which means there will be a 1% tax on purchases made at businesses within that defined area. And that money then helps fund the proposed Joplin sports facility in that area southeast of 20th and Range Line. Your News is a service of Liberty Tree Guns, where you can buy your next gun for just $20 down and take 3 months to pay for it. No interest, no fees, no catch. Get a gun for just $20 down at Liberty Tree Guns. When you see news, call or text our tip line at 417-782-1310. For News Talk KZRG, I'm Ty Albright on KIX 102.5.
Going to see increasing clouds today, but it's going to be hot by this afternoon with high into the upper 80s. Heat index values as high as 95. That's all going to be leading into a chance of rain later tonight with lows around 70. More rain and storms likely on Wednesday with highs near 82, but clearing winds tonight. And then on Thursday, we'll see sunshine and a high into the upper 80s, 90s by Friday and Saturday. KIX 102.5 storm tracker radar is not showing anything over the 4 states. It is 66 in Neosho, 68 in Webb City, and 69 in Joplin. Sign up for severe weather alerts. Download the Zimmer Storm Center app. Time now for the KIX Kids Pledge, being brought to you by Josh Meeker at Country Financial. Today we're featuring Lincoln and Dawson from Sarcoxy.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great job, guys. And if you'd like your kids to be on the KIX Kids Pledge, just go to the KIX website. There's a button there on the main page you can hit that'll tell you how to upload your audio. Morning, everybody. Jen's here. She's busy in there, and we'll be back in here after she gets done being busy in there. Hello. Comments working right on. So how is everybody today for a Tuesday? I got sunburned yesterday. What was that? Something went like across the roof or something. Oh. Morning, bug guy. They're here spraying for Jen's bed bugs. She brings them with her anywhere she goes. Yeah, it's pretty good repellent. Speaking of bugs. You too. That must have been what I heard. I am too, Megan. And I don't know why I didn't do anything yesterday. I should have mowed the yard last night. Didn't get it done. I'm going to have to try to get it done today before the rain hits this evening. But it's going to be so hot, especially this evening, right before the rain comes in. There she is.
Hello.
Surprise! It's Jen.
How we doing? Oh, Christy, I'm sorry to hear that. All the rain has made a mess of my yard. Actually, I got a call from the school yesterday asking me to bring the boys some clothes because Weston and some friends were running around outside and he slipped on some mud and was soaked.
Nice. Switch what camera? I just did. There. I watched the new movie The Cleaner last night on Max.
What are they cleaning?
Windows.
Oh, I thought it was going to be something like murder scenes or something.
That's what I thought. It stars. Yeah, that's not the movie I was thinking of. Well, it doesn't even show up. Wow.
There's nothing on there?
Well, it's not called The Cleaner. It's called
Oh,
Cleaner. Okay.
that makes all the difference.
Yeah, it does. Clive Owen is the main guy they show in this, and I thought, oh, it's a Clive Owen movie. He's not had one in quite a while
Why is that name familiar? What's he been in?
because he's a very famous actor. A lot of things. It's and on all the graphics and everything, they show his face there. It also has Daisy Ridley in it, right? We've got a big name there from Star
Mhm.
Wars and everything, and I'm thinking, well, this is going to be pretty good.
Oh, Clive Owen, yes.
So I mean, when you look up cleaner and it shows the graphics for it, Clive Owen's right there. The reason I'm bringing this
Okay, I see it.
up is because he's only in the movie for about 7 minutes.
That's it?
That's it. I mean, to get that kind of billboarding and everything, and you know there's something suspicious when they do that, right? I don't know what it is, and it's a British action movie. And British action movies, with the exception of James Bond movies, are just kind of weird. It's like
Mhm.
they're trying really hard. For one thing, British thugs always sound fake. Oh, I'm going to take you down in it. You know, all that,
Mhm.
Manchester accent is, I'm sorry, it just seems like they're trying really, really, really hard. And
Yeah.
that's what it seemed like all through this movie. It's a ridiculous concept. Environmentalists take over this building of rich uh, uh, oh my gosh, capitalist pigs, and they're going to blow everybody up if, their demands aren't met. And then it turns out one of the thugs wants to
Oh,
kill
here
off
we go.
all of humanity anyway. And Kicks 102.5, the four states, number one for country. Morning Kicks with Randy and Jen, 7-Eleven.
We'll see increasing clouds today with highs in the upper 80s. It is 69 in Joplin.
And we'll give you a look at the weather forecast in about 15 minutes.
And we're just 9 minutes away for your chance to guess and win the Great Plains Federal Credit Union secret sound.
All you have to do is be caller number 5 at 720. Tell us what the sound is to win all the cash.
Here's Kenny Chesney.
On Kicks 102.5. Yeah, it's just not a good movie. It really isn't. The action and stuff is good, but the acting's not horrible, but the story's dumb. The plot line's kind of stupid, and it's got that whole British element that just makes it feel kind of fake, try hard, overly done.
Thank you, Melissa.
I mean, if there's nothing else on, sure, watch it, but be prepared to be a little disappointed.
Morning, Will. How you doing? So I got this shirt. I got one of those like hauls off of Facebook Marketplace that has like a whole bag worth of clothes or whatever. And the The 5 shirts that I was most excited for, imagine that not a single one of them made it into the bag, but this shirt did. And I like the blousey collared look going on. I like the stripes. I don't know what is with the other sewn on bits of clothing. And there's hangers on here. I don't know. We're just going with it. Did you guys see today's? Y'all ain't gonna believe this news story. A dog jumped out of the car window at Yellowstone National Park and chased after a wolf. And for about like 2 seconds, it worked. The dog was chasing the wolf. And then the wolf was like, "What am I doing? I'm a wolf." And the dog was like, "Wait a second. This may not have been a good idea." And so then they turn and they start having this like standoff. Morning, Riley. Right, Megan? Okay, so she posted like a bunch of pictures of what was in the bag, and I was like, super cool. And when I was going through the bag after I bought it, I was like, wait a second. There's this shirt's not in there, and this shirt's not in there, and this shirt's not in there. And so I went back to the post and I like circled all the shirts that were missing and I sent her the pictures and I was like, "Hey, so none of these shirts made it into the bag." And she was like, "That is so weird. I don't know how that happened. Let me go see if they're, in the garage. Let me go check my car. Let me go check here and there." And then she couldn't find them anywhere. So So she was like, "Well, I've got more clothes that I'm going through. I'll just let you get first dibs." And I was like, "Awesome. That's very kind of you. Thank you." And that was like 3 weeks ago.
So we've talked before about lying to your kids, one of our favorite topics, but Reddit just got on this and asked the biggest lies that you tell your kids. And I had not heard some of these, so I thought I'd share them with you. When new teeth grow in, I told her that they create new tastes. Now she tries to figure out which new food she will like every time a new tooth comes in.
That's genius.
Not bad.
That's smart.
This one's every single car accident that we pass, I tell them is because the kids are fighting in the back seat. But wait a minute, do they tell them it because they had kids fighting in the back seat of that car that was in the accident, or is it because my kids were fighting in the back seat? You just caused that accident.
Yes.
I told my daughter that whenever a kid lies to their parents, their eyes glow. Now, if she's lying, she squints.
That's great.
All of the candy at the front at checkouts is expired. That's why they put it up front. Don't want that stuff. Our sons didn't eat cooked onions. I told them it's not onions, it's Japanese clear fruit. That does not make it sound better to me.
Not really, no.
You don't grow if you sleep in your parents' bed. For every bite of vegetables at dinner, they could stay up 5 minutes later, but they didn't know how to tell time.
Dang.
We live on the lake, and all our granddaughters know the lake doesn't open until 9 a.m.
That's it.
Kind of sad.
Morning, Major. Riley says, "What I tell my son is if babies aren't good, they get turned into ground babies, baby powder."
Ground up babies?
Baby powder.
And that's why they put that.
That's
it
how we
makes
have
other
baby powder.
babies grow. It's fertilizer for babies. I get it.
You've used the teeth one, Megan? That's so smart. Karen, it's been so
Karen's
long.
here.
How are you? You want to go at 18 or 21? We'll go after. We'll go at 21.
They also had another child-related topics of things, the stupidest thing you were scared of when you were a kid. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
I was scared of the basement. I don't know if that was stupid.
Basements are pretty scary.
So we had the dumbest lighting system in our basement when I was a kid growing up. So
what
dumb.
was it?
Well, when you go down the stairs, you had to go all the way across the basement to turn the light on for the basement over by the outside door.
What?
There was a door that went to the outside, and there was a light right there by it. Like you'd ever come in that door. There was no way to come in that door. It was only openable. You could only open it from the inside.
Mm-hmm.
You could never open it from the outside. So I don't know why that was
2
ever
seconds.
made a thing. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country.
Your chance to guess and win the Great Plains Federal Credit Union secret sound right after Chris Lane.
On KIX 102.5. On the stairs,
Morning, Kelsey.
had
Morning,
a light
Christine.
at the bottom and at the top.
Okay.
I get that. But the light for the basement floor area was over by that door, which was dumb. So you had to go all the way across in the dark, through all the shelves of nuclear Holocaust food
Booby
stores
traps
and
and-
everything.
yeah.
And then turn the light on before you could do whatever. And then before you had to come upstairs, you had to shut the basement light off. And we never wanted to shut the basement light off. So I would do rock, paper, scissors with my brother.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew how to cheat at it. And he didn't. So he always had to turn it off. And he'd be like, will you wait for me at the bottom of the stairs? And I'd say, okay. And as soon as the light went off, I would run up the
Mhm.
steps. And he would come running, and yeah. But this person on Reddit said tree sharks.
What?
She said, don't know where that came from, but I was so scared of them. The leg lamp from A Christmas Story still creeps me out.
Okay,
A
yeah.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
My granddad was blind. I was scared that I would catch his blindness.
Not how that works.
I
but
was
okay.
scared I would catch white hair if I slept on a pillow my great-grandmother slept on. Well,
Okay.
technically. Ugly haircuts and the people wearing them by extension. I cried on the first day of kindergarten because a boy with a bowl cut sat at my table.
Jeez.
My mom told us that the hazard light button on the dashboard was the child eject seat for kids fighting in the car. That's really good.
That is pretty good.
I had an eject button in
No
my
way.
Celica. Yeah.
How?
There was a dashboard. Well, once upon a time, Spencer sold these buttons that did various things like lasers and things, and it was the actual press button you could get, and it stuck on your dash.
Oh, okay.
Looked very real. You put it on there.
Okay.
People go, what happened if I hit that? Don't hit!
Don't do
Don't
it.
hit that! Not again! This person says, I was afraid of the scene in Look Who's Talking, where he's potty training and the toilet starts talking. I was terrified to go to the bathroom at night for years.
Creepy.
She's never seen that movie.
No.
I thought sniffling with a runny nose would fill my head with snot and kill me.
That's pretty scary.
This person says, I was afraid as a child that if I messed with my belly button, it would come undone. I was too.
Mm-hmm.
When I was really little, I thought skim milk was actually skin milk and that there would be lumps of skin in it.
Gross.
You
Oh, that's so nasty.
want some skin milk? No! Get out
No.
of here! KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
Increasing clouds with highs in the upper 80s. It is 69 in Joplin.
We'll give you a look at the weather forecast in about 6 minutes, tell you about how hot it is going to be today.
Let's see if we can give away some cash for the Great Plains Federal Credit Union secret sound.
We have $227.50 that we would love to give to you.
If you can be caller number 5 at 417-623-1025.
And tell us, what is this sound?
What is that?
623-1025. Be caller number 5 to tell us to win all the cash in the jackpot.
From the 4 states, #1 for cash.
Hi there, Morning KIX.
Caller number 1, keep trying.
Hi, Morning KIX.
Caller number 2, keep trying.
Hi there, Morning KIX.
Caller number 3, keep trying.
Hi, Morning KIX.
Caller number 4, hurry up and go right back.
Hi, Morning KIX. Who is this? Hello. What's your name? Are you there? Hi there, Morning Kicks. Who is this? What's your name? James, where are you from?
From where?
James, can you hear us? Hello. We're going to have to go to another call if you don't answer. Come on, answer. Thank you. There you go. James from Neosho, you're calling number 5.
Woo!
All right, James, it's your chance to guess and win the cash with the secret sound.
We've got $227.50 that could be yours if you can tell us what is this sound.
He says, ripping a pair of jeans.
For $227.50, that is not it.
Oh, James, we're going to put another $25 in the jackpot, making it $250.
And give you another chance to guess and win tomorrow morning at 7:20.
Thanks, James. I don't know what the deal is, people. Wake up. Turn off your Bluetooth if you're going to call the radio station.
Okay, I got you another minute because we only had 9 seconds.
I don't think I'll need it.
Mm-hmm. Y'all been getting a lot of rain down there too, Karen?
Boy, Virginia right now. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Like apocalyptic over there.
I think they just had their 6th or 7th death in West Virginia. Or 6th death because of the flash flooding. $20 seconds. That could be enough?
Good to go.
12 seconds.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states number 1 for country. Morning Kicks with Randy and Jen.
Looking for caller number 5 to guess and win the Great Plains Federal Credit Union secret sound.
James from Neosho, you're calling number 5.
Woo!
All right, James, it's your chance to guess and win the cash with the secret sound.
We've got $227.50 that could be yours if you can tell us what is this sound.
Is it ripping a pair of jeans?
He says, ripping a pair of jeans.
For $227.50, that is not it.
Oh, James,
Dang it.
we're going to put another $25 in the jackpot, making it $250.
And give you another chance to guess and win tomorrow morning at 7:20.
Thank you.
So Gary Crow just sent me a picture a little bit ago of the Cimarron Turnpike and the skies over that.
Oh, geez.
So, no, you can't see it. I don't know if that's an indicator that the stuff's going to get here sooner than we thought, or for one thing, I'm not sure where Cimarron. Yeah, there it is, where the Cimarron Turnpike is. I'm trying to look it up. It's over in Oklahoma, west of Tulsa. Connects I-35 near Perry to Westport. So I assume he's way back over in Oklahoma. But if we look at the radar map,
Yeah, that's what I was pulling up. Oh.
stuff's it's going to be here a lot sooner than what they were predicting.
Yeah.
How's it moving? Well, it's doing this. Yeah, so it could be still later this evening. I don't think it's going to be tonight like they're saying. I think it's going to be this afternoon, evening. So it is going to get here earlier than what the weather service is predicting. And I don't think it'll be that bad for us by the time it gets here, based on the fact that that right there is pretty intense right now. It's not building.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually weakening as it moves to the east.
They're still saying 2 a.m. is 30% chance.
Now, that's another front that's going to be
that's
coming
different?
through. Yeah, there's another one coming through late tonight
Oh, 'cause
that
this
could
one's-
be.
Zimmer says we're not going to get touched by that.
I know.
They're right now.
And I think that's wrong. And they have been drastically wrong. It was 0% chance Saturday morning,
true.
At like 8 a.m. 0% all day long. They have been so wrong on those hourly forecasts over the past week or so. The big windstorm that we got a couple weeks ago, 0% chance up to 2 hours before that happened. I mean, we knew it was coming. You could see it on the radar, and they still weren't updating that. So, yeah, that hourly thing is not always accurate.
Bryson says Highway 412 in Oklahoma is the Cimarron north of Stillwater.
Yeah, north of Stillwater. So right now from about Tulsa all the way up through Kansas into Nebraska, there is a front that is moving east. Looks like southeast, but it's hitting, the jet stream is moving north to south right now. So it's hitting that and spreading out against it before it tracks east. So.
I don't know how we couldn't get hit by that.
Yeah, well, hit.
Wait, what is it, Major? I missed that.
It's just going to be rain.
Megan says 2 a.m. Wednesday. That's what she's anxious to know.
It's just going to be rain in this stuff. Too.
Yeah.
Great story, good animation. What's he say? I seen part of it on commercials. I'm trying to scroll back up and see.
I totally missed it. What movie is it?
Wild Robot on Netflix.
Oh.
I would have never selected that, but I may. Oh, he's talking about Good Will Hunting. Never mind.
Oh, man.
Good Wild Robot. Goodwill.
There's a robot in Good Will Hunting?
Yes, there's lots of robots. It's about the robot wars, so.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's the name. It's in the name. Good Will Hunting.
I thought the guy's name was Will Hunting.
Who's named Will Hunting? That's a dumb name. I have saved Minecraft. I've heard so many people say it was hilarious, and I'm wondering, is that an inside thing that you have to be, well versed in Minecraft to really get it? Because I'm not.
I don't know. That's one that me and the kids want to go see.
It's all over Max right now. You don't have to go see it.
Ooh.
Actually, I don't think it comes out until this weekend. I may be incorrect in that. I thought Wild Robot was the name of a production company. Wild Robot. It always does that thing with the mouth.
Yeah.
Hi there, Morning Kicks. Hey, Karen. How you doing? Doing good. How's summer down in Georgia? Yes, the way we love it. Stewing in our own juices, right?
Ooh. What was this vacation that you guys took on the train?
I know that train. Yeah, it's the gold mine train on the other side of Deadman Mountain. It's not that one. I believe that's only one operating.
Which one was yours, Karen?
Royal Gorge. No? There's the Georgetown Loop Railroad.
But that's not, you couldn't do a whole, I've been on that one. That's literally just a loop. You can't do a whole
Yeah, it's just a little bitty thing. Oh, wow. Yeah, that is a much longer one. Pikes Peak Cog Railway is the one I was thinking of, not Deadman. Pikes Peak Cog. Wow. Wow. What Karen takes the best vacations. I have looked with envy from afar at many of her trips, and she always takes the coolest vacations.
Oh,
Going
my
back
gosh.
to London. So, have you got some excursions planned for London this time? Because last time it was just kind of a layover thing, and I talked her into going to the tower. I was like, you got to go to the tower. You don't want to miss this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can make some other recommendations if you want. I mean, based off history. Paris, I'm not so much up on. I mean, there's the Louvre and all that stuff, and Versailles if you get the chance, but I don't know where else I would recommend. They do have a catacombs tour
Yes.
in Paris that I hear is great. So you got to prioritize.
Right.
Eiffel Tower. Yeah.
Yes.
Those two things in that order is, I would agree. Yeah, totally.
So jealous. That's number one on my bucket list.
Yeah, you got to be on that sucker. Yeah. So in England, I'm trying to think. Are you going anywhere near? So you're going to Stonehenge.
Oh,
Okay,
hold
then
on,
that
hold on,
answers
Karen.
my question. Hold on. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country morning KIX
Here's Jordan Davis.
on KIX 102.5. So, since you're going to Stonehenge, that means you're going near Cotswold. I want you to visit something if you get the chance.
Is it what I think it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the name of the place? The Farmer's Dog. Okay. So it's a British pub owned by Jeremy Clarkson. I'm trying to find where it is. It is. It's at Ashthall, Beaufort, Oxfordshire. Yeah, it's it's in the Cotswolds, about 10 miles from their Diddley Squat farm. And if you know who Jeremy Clarkson is, he's a very, very famous British celebrity. And me and Jim both watched their show on Prime.
It's so funny, Karen.
Clarkson's Farm. And I'm so envious, and I watch these shows going, man, I wish I could go there and see that.
Mhm.
All right. I think that is on the way. So Stonehenge is in the southeastern part of England, and I think the Cotswolds are over there in that region. So if it's on the way and convenient, of course. And then you can tell me how it was.
Yes. But apparently the food is fantastic.
Beautiful.
Fabulous.
Oh, goodness. Poor guy. He didn't change his behaviors, did he? Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Well, some of us have a difficult time learning lessons. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed it the first time. Wow.
Gosh. Good.
Nice.
Good.
Yep. And I would. I say I would. I did for a long time, and then I am not so disciplined about it as I once was. Well, we better get up here, Karen. We're going to jump on the air in 20 seconds. Catch
Thanks
you later.
for calling, Karen.
231. Bye.
Bye.
I don't know what that means. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
Increasing clouds with highs in the upper 80s. It is 69 in Joplin.
And we'll give you a look at the weather forecast in about 25 minutes. Gary Crow, who's a buddy of ours, he just sent us a picture of over near Stillwater, Oklahoma, near Tulsa,
Okay.
that there are major storm front clouds. And so we got on the radar and looked. Sure enough, there is a major weather front that is moving through Oklahoma, moving east right now. And traditionally, things that happen in Tulsa about an hour to 2 hours later hit Joplin. This one, however, it's going to be much later than that because the jet stream is moving north to south instead of east to west right now. There's all these other reasons why it's not going to be until later this afternoon, this evening, before we see rain.
Meteorologist Randy Brooks, ladies and gentlemen.
Your service, sir.
We'll take a full look at your forecast in just 23 minutes.
And in the next hour, we're going to be talking about the dumbest reason that you've ever seen someone break up with someone else.
623-1025 to call or text.
You know, because all this weather over to the west of us is pushing all the warm air in front of it, it's going to be stupid hot today.
I think you said the humidity is supposed to be at, 100% today?
Right at 100% for the first time this year. And that means we're going to have a heat index anyway of like 95.
Fabulous. So we're all just going to be sweating and stewing in our juices.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be doing a little crotch pot cooking's what's going to be going on right there.
That is disgusting. No one needs to hear about. Did you say crotch pot?
No, did I? Is that what I said?
I hope
Is that
not.
what you heard?
That's what it sounded like. You said, yeah.
Oh, that's ridiculous. I would not say that.
And the point is, as well, is when you get in your car today, after having it just sit outside in the sun, you're going to go in there and you're going to be immediately drenched in sweat.
Immersed, as it were.
You are going to have a very, very sweaty back.
Oh, yeah. Think about how salty that'll be.
Okay. Will you turn that bed off?
I kept trying to turn it down, forgetting that I had to hit the hotkey to get the bed back. And how ironic I hit the exact bed you were playing. I just went over and grabbed one. Back.
You need to powder it.
It's sweaty.
It's almost gonna drip.
Embarrassing me.
You're gonna need
I can't take this heat.
just a few more weeks of it.
Puddle at my feet.
Maybe blow drying
Hey,
it.
sweats inside.
Don't make excuses for it.
Put another shirt on.
I've got a sweaty back.
Yeah.
It's Morning Kicks with Randy and Jen on the four states #1 for country.
KIX 102.5.
Rocky Mountaineer is the train.
Oh, Rocky Mountaineer. Okay. The Pikes Peak Royal Gorge train is the most famous.
Mm-hmm. Been on that one. We've done that one, and then we did the Georgetown Loop. My younger brother had a massive train phase.
But only for massive trains.
Just massive trains.
Oh, look, a massive train. What if it's got a phase? So I was reading on the bar here. There's some reviews on here. It says that yes, the food is decent. The drinks are really good and reasonably priced.
Good.
And the beer garden looks out across a view that is awesome. But don't expect Jeremy Clarkson to pop by. He's got a farm.
Mhm.
That it is well worth the stop, and everybody here says that it's. Wait a minute. This is mixed review. If you're planning on traveling far, hoping for a caffeine and machine-style automotive venue or a lot of nods to Clarkson's car-based TV network, you're going to be disappointed. They're thinking of the Grand Tour
Mm-hmm.
because now the tent, that they showed the Grand Tour in. Remember, they hosted it from this giant, looked like a circus tent for years.
Okay.
And they would always have an audience in there, and the three of them would stand on a stage, and it had a big window in the back and everything.
Okay.
That tent is what they're using for their butcher shop. And you remember the shop used to be the Diddly Squat store?
Yeah.
Used to be on
Yeah.
the farm. They've now moved that into this big tent that still says Grand Tour on the top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the locals love it.
Good.
That's a crazy thing because they did not like him having his store and all that
Mhm.
stuff in the farm for whatever reason. But this has plenty of parking, plenty of accommodation, and they are very, very happy about it. So
Good.
it seems like the community
Bye, Riley. Have a good one.
they say traffic
Who's
is well
Rooney?
managed. And it's given an employment boost to the rural area.
Good.
Although some of the staff is coming from catering firms.
Is Riley now Rooney? We need to call a winner.
Yes, we do.
Let me turn the contest off.
Doodle-doo.
You see? Let me double check.
Good.
Yeah, we're good.
Hello, is this Jennifer?
Yes, it is.
No, not you. This Jennifer.
Yeah, I'm right here. Jennifer.
No, not you. I'm talking to this Jennifer.
You're talking to Jennifer.
No, look where I'm pointing, Jim, with my hand. Right over here. This Jennifer, not that Jennifer.
Why are you pointing at your
Hey, Jennifer, how do you pronounce your last name? Lundeen.
Lundeen.
Lundeen. You know, you are both spelling and pronouncing it wrong. It's London. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure you understood that. And the fact that you've won tickets to go see Old Dominion in concert.
Woo! Jennifer, yeah.
They're going to be. Are you celebrating yourself right there?
Yes, I am.
Shameful.
They're going to be at the Walmart Amp on June 28th, and you just won tickets.
Just tell us who's the Four States Concert Connection. All right, Jennifer.
Fabulous.
We got to get a little more
Yeah.
information from you. So hold on
Let
just
me
a
see.
second.
Actually, I think we've got all your info from when you won a couple years ago. Has anything changed?
Well, there's been a few changes, right, Jennifer? Yeah, that happened.
Your email is still the JNJ1 at Gmail? Okay. So these tickets are going to be emailed to you from national@zrimarketing.com. It's either going to say, like, you've won tickets from KIX, or it's going to say Old Dominion and Walmart Amp. It depends on the show, so just keep an eye out for national@zrimarketing.com. And your email may flag it as spam because a lot of the times our clearance office sends all of these out at once. And so sometimes that makes Gmail a little grumpy. So you may need to check your spam folder if you don't have these by like Friday at noon. Okay. And then you can always call our clearance office if you still don't have them at that point, 624-1025, and they'll be able to make sure you get your tickets.
Thanks a
Yeah,
lot,
enjoy
Jennifer.
the show. Bye-bye.
Speaking of, Mark sent a question yesterday asking if we had winner information for the St. Jude winner of Luke Bryan tickets. I'm like, what?
What?
Yeah, from the radiothon. So apparently we gave away a pair of Luke Bryan tickets. That was where that other pair of tickets went. I don't remember. I mean, that's been months ago.
Oh, geez.
So we need to try to track that down.
Okay. No, it's your mom.
What? They're so silly.
All right, 17 seconds.
Okay.
That's okay. We'll just seg it. All right, here we go. 5.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states. Number 1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
We're going to find out the winner of those Old Dominion tickets right after John Party.
On KIX 102.5.
Morning, so rah, 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 rah.
Rah, rah, rah.
Rah, 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 rah. Rah, 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 rah. Rah, rah. They're going to be at the Walmart amp on June 28th. 2 minutes. You got plenty of time. Floyd says, my girlfriend broke up with me because I told her I was at the mall with someone else. We were ringing bells for the Salvation Army at Christmas time. Yikes.
What the heck, Floyd? Well, you probably dodged a bullet there. Sounds like.
I'd say so.
Okay, so I think if I go to Prize Closet, I think we built, because I remember when I went to build the Luke Bryan promotion a couple weeks ago for us to do the ticket giveaway, the tickets were already in the system. And I thought, oh, Jill already put them in. And it was specifically 14, like she had known that we had given one away.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder if I did that and then forgot about it.
Yeah.
So if I report. Oh, it doesn't tell the associated contest. Yeah, these are all just from the contest that we did. Date 1, 6, 10, 11, 11, 6, 10, 13, 12, 10, 11, 9, 6. Nothing from back in February.
Okay.
And there's only 14.
We had to send the.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states, number 1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
We'll see increasing clouds today with highs in the upper 80s. It is 69 in Joplin.
And we'll give you a look at the weather forecast, say what time the rain's going to get here this evening and how hot it's going to be between now and then in just 12 minutes.
And in the next hour, we want to hear about the most stupid reason you've ever heard of someone breaking up. What are you doing?
I'm calling the winner.
Okay.
I'm going to just go ahead and call the winner. Is that all right?
Okay, let's give away some Old Dominion
See,
tickets.
I was on top of this. We've got Old Dominion tickets. They're going to be at the Walmart amp on the 28th. So,
Well, get off of it. You're crushing it.
oh, I am, aren't I? My gosh. If I'd have known that was there, I wouldn't have sit on that like that.
Can't
Holy
have been
cow.
very
Can we get a
comfortable.
new one?
Hello,
Hello, is this Jennifer?
Yes, it is.
this is.
No, not you. This Jennifer.
Yeah, I'm right here. Jennifer.
No, not you. I'm talking to this Jennifer.
You're talking to Jennifer.
No, look where I'm pointing, Jim, with my hand. Right over here. This Jennifer, not that Jennifer.
Yes, this is Jennifer.
Hey, Jennifer, how do you pronounce your last name?
Lundeen.
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 Uh-huh.
You know, you're both spelling and pronouncing it wrong. It's London.
Oh.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure you understood that.
Oh, okay.
And the fact that you've won tickets to go see Old Dominion in concert.
All right. Thank you.
Jennifer, yeah.
They're going to be Are you celebrating yourself right
yes,
there?
Yes, I am.
Shameful.
They're going to be at the Walmart Amp on June 28th, and you just won tickets.
Thank you so much.
Just tell us who's the Four States concert connection.
KIX 102.5.
You said there would be a what?
Did we email them? Did we email somebody the information? I don't even remember how we gave those away, to be
don't
honest
either.
with you.
Why would I not put it in? I can't imagine that I wouldn't have put it in.
I don't know.
If somebody wanted, unless I was just covered up busy for some reason.
Hit go. Love you so.
No, I'll do La Busson. Have time.
So, how did we give them away? We just picked a person.
No, it was out of an hour.
An hour.
Of donation.
Mm-hmm.
I think it happened like during the day in the afternoon. We didn't do it in the morning.
I don't think we did.
I don't think we did either. Gotta be focused on. How do we find that out? I'm gonna do a search for Saint concert ticket giveaway. That's 2020. Yeah, I would have done that.
I don't have anything in my email.
Yeah, there's nothing Luke Bryan, nothing St.
Mm-mm.
Jude.
No.
I don't know. I don't know what else to do.
Well, mm-mm. Morning, Spider-Man. I didn't see any though. I looked.
Go back. You went to that calendar date.
There's nothing there.
Great. I wish I knew what time of day it was even done. I don't know that.
Who was deciding that
Who was deciding what?
when
What?
those giveaways and things were?
I don't remember. It's just been way too long ago. We're trying to resolve. When we did the radiothon, we had an hour that if you made a donation during that hour, if you become a partner in Hope, then you got qualified to win Luke Bryan tickets.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember it being during our time on the air, which makes me believe it was something that they did in the afternoon during one of the lower hours as a motivator, like maybe 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. And if so, I mean, it would have been a collective decision probably made between me and Chris. And that makes sense. That's what I would recommend doing. We've already got good numbers during the morning. I would have wanted to have relegated it to a time where we needed a push.
Right.
And
Morning, Gary Crow.
as such, was it done? Who was the winner? What was done with the winner information? Because, there's a million things happening during that time.
Right.
And I don't ever, obviously, it was never given to me or I would have put it in the system. So we're trying to figure that out. Who was the winner? Why haven't we heard from them? Why is he suddenly asking? Yeah, that was like the last thing on my mind during all of that. So hopefully MJ remembers some details about that, which does not give me a lot of hope. MG. MG?
MG. You know what Tom gave me yesterday?
A disease?
No. So Tom Watts and his wife Sarah had 13 cucumbers, and they were explicitly told not to waste them. And so they pickled them.
Explicitly.
Yes.
Anything with
explicitly
explicit and cucumber in it, I don't want to know.
told. And so he brought me a jar of these homemade pickles yesterday, and they are so good. Megan says there was a Facebook post made for that. There were a few posts made for the hourly goals.
That might be like trying to do open heart surgery to find that. They used to have a deal where you could search on a Facebook page, but that has not been a thing for years. And the idea of scrolling back all the way to February, do you know how many posts we do a day?
Hold on.
I'll start doing it.
I'm going through the pictures to see if that gets us there a little quicker.
It will in the pictures, but I don't see how you can see the post.
Because if the pictures link to it.
Usually we do a picture with the post.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
We've got Gambinos. We've got Human Bean. Okay. Also, scan the QR code at the Human Bean to be entered to win Luke Bryan or Jason Aldean tickets.
That's right.
So Human Bean took care of it.
Thank
right?
you.
Right?
Yes. QR code at Human Bean.
Yes.
Saying there was a QR code customers could send up. I never saw any of the registrations or winner info and would assume that the rep would have gotten that information.
Fair.
When is the show? Isn't it like this Thursday?
Yeah.
June 19th.
We'll see increasing clouds today with highs in the upper 80s. A slight chance of showers and storms tonight. Lows right around 70. Still a chance of rain and storms, low 80s for Wednesday. Sunshine returns on Thursday as we see a high near 85.
KIX 102.5 storm tracker radar isn't showing anything over the 4 states.
67 in Carthage, 68 in Pittsburgh, 69 in Joplin. To sign up for severe weather alerts, download the Zimmer Storm Center app.
So we're talking about the dumbest reason you've ever heard of someone breaking up with someone else, or maybe you did it, or maybe they did it to you.
623-1025 to call or text or tell us on Facebook.
Here's Morgan Wallen.
On KIX 102.5.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Weirdly enough. Today is National Eat Your Vegetables Day.
Yay!
You know the hardest thing about eating your vegetable?
What? Dang.
Didn't you hear that earlier?
Yeah, but I didn't know that's where you were going to go with it.
What did the shoelace say when it became untied?
I don't know.
Not again.
Not again.
Okay.
Get it?
What is the difference between a teacup and a pea cup?
The letter T and P. What goes in it?
Teacup's what they drink out of in England. A pea cup is what they drive in Mexico.
Oh, a peacup.
In a pea cup. Get in the pea cup. What did the dad say about the endangered rhino at the zoo? You've
What?
seen one. You've seen them all.
Dang. Okay, this would be a really funny would you rather, or just something mean to do to you. So there's a picture of a hot dog chopped up in pieces and then dipped in chocolate, and then it's put amongst a lot of other chocolate covered candies, and you've got to sit there and eat and hope all things. Oh, what? Edwin says congratulations on MBAs. He apologizes for being so late.
So they have released a list of the rarest and oddest names of last year. They always do these stupid surveys on baby names.
Mm-hmm.
Get ready for this. Okay, for girls, the list are Whisper, Poem, My Love, one word,
My love.
Palace, Serenity Rose, one word, Mama.
Mama.
Who would name their kid Mama?
Okay.
Virtue, Banksy, Delight, Edelweiss,
Edelweiss.
Infant, impersonal there, Dairy,
Like milk. Mm.
Cinderella, Brightly, Fauna, Ethereal, Versailles, Chai,
Good
Universe,
latte.
Hyatt, Canary, Oracle, Elegance Fairy, and you ready for the most unusual name of last year?
Yes.
Missouri.
No.
Yes.
No.
Naming
What?
kids Missouri.
Why?
Do not know. Maybe they pronounce it misery like we do.
It's Missouri.
One of the unexpected consequences of legalizing pot. There's another survey way to refer to this is quick name 25 girls who will grow up to be strippers. Okay, for the boys' names,
Mm-hmm.
Horizon,
Oh.
Irish,
Okay.
Stoic,
Mm-hmm.
Nexus,
Oh.
God.
What?
Yeah, it's setting them up for a fail, right?
Yeah.
Asher James,
Would have been cuter as 2 words.
Germany, Darling,
Okay.
Wyman, Whiny Man, more like Portland, Matrix, Grim, Dragon, Lafayette, Jaguar, Ontario, Zero, Crash, Gilead, Cotton, Infinity, Air, Lancelot, Swift, and Ruckus.
Wait, cotton?
Ruckus?
Ruckus?
Here's my boy Ruckus Cotton here. Cotton Ruckus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Those are the names of the superheroes in the next round of the Avenger movies. Imagine when they grow up and Infinity starts dating Universe. Wouldn't that be weird?
Mm-hmm.
I'm beginning to see why young people today just want to be called they or them.
Yeah, with some of those names.
Speaking of Avenger movies, so seeing more and more and more of the Superman trailers, and saw an extended sneak peek cut of one of the scenes. It's not one of the action scenes, one of the scenes between him and Lois, and it's not the interview scene that you see in the trailer that makes me want to turn the TV off and go set things on fire.
Wait, what is this again?
Superman, the new Superman
oh, okay,
movie.
yeah.
This looks horrible.
Is it the one with the dog? The
Yes.
dog comes and rescues him?
It looks so stupid. And yeah, sit boy,
He's
down,
so cute.
roll over, and he's doing all the. It's like they're trying to make a cheesy slapstick comedy out of Superman.
But the dog is so cute.
The dog is the only redeeming quality. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
Increasing clouds with highs in the upper 80s. It is 69 in Joplin.
And we'll give you a look at the forecast in about 15 minutes, tell you what time the rain's going to get here this evening.
But we're talking about the dumbest reason that you've ever heard of someone breaking up with someone else.
623-1025 to text or tell us, or you can tell us on Facebook.
Here's Bailey Zimmerman.
On the 4 states #1 for country.
KIX 102.5.
Christy says she knows a guy named Brad. Is that his name or just what they call him?
Brat?
And Davi knows a Journey with 2 E's. Yeah, this Superman movie looks atrocious. It looks horrible. It's just so corny. Like there's one point where he goes, "Hey, eyes up here," to a guy. "Eyes up here, buddy." It's just awkward. It's so bad that it really looks awkward. There is him and Lois arguing about the way he handled a crisis situation.
Mm-hmm.
And she's calling him out on it as a aha gotcha journalist. You can tell she's being an aha gotcha journalist, and she seems so liberal in that moment. And he's screaming at her in almost tantrum-like rage. And you're like, what is happening right now? This is not the character of Superman. None of it is.
I don't like that part.
It just looks stupid. The bad guys that he's fighting. So there's a couple of space monsters or something. They all look stupid.
And Lex Luthor?
And the guy who's playing Lex Luthor is one of the worst actors I know of.
Nicholas Holt?
Yes,
No,
he's
not.
awful.
Oh, my
He's
God.
So over the top. So
I
overly
like
dramatic.
him.
He is one of the most artificial actors I've ever seen.
I
He
think he's
does not understand how to be realistic at all. Everything is over the top hype with him.
You got to see him in some other stuff then.
I've seen him in a few things. Right before I turned the TV off.
You'd call him bratwurst instead of brat. Is it brat or brat? Not that it's very good either way.
So yeah, it really, really upsets me. The Superman franchise, they make a weak attempt on it about once every 5 years.
Yeah.
And sometimes they get close. Sometimes but I've never seen one that was so blatantly wrong from the get-go. I mean, the Christopher Reeve stuff, for what it was, and it was the first time they had done a Superman attempt in over 30 years.
And when was that one?
That was in the early 80s, late 70s, I think. And it had been since the late 40s, early 50s, I think, when they last had one guy who ended up killing himself in a motel room in Nevada or whatever that whole deal.
gosh.
Yeah, there's a whole deal behind the guy who played the original Superman. The original Superman, they referred him as. And then Christopher Reeve brought it back. And I think it was because, number one, there hadn't been any superhero movies for years, with the exception of Batman. There was the, what's his name that played Batman in the 70s? And Eartha Kitt played Catwoman, and what's his name? Grayson? No, that's his character's name. Played Robin, and those were holy smokes, Batman. Those movies were in the 70s. So to have a realism type superhero movie, that was the first time that had ever been done, and it was a big deal, big deal. And then they had part 2, which was about like part 1. And then part 3, and then it got ridiculous. They turned it into a franchise. That was also a new thing for movies. There hadn't been franchises before that.
Just one and done.
One and done. I mean, franchises really probably started around the time of Godfather, and a few other movie studios saw that and were like, hey, Star Wars was another one of the first franchises, Superman, and then they realized they can't just phone it in. It's going to have to be an investment every time. And then they had, what was the name of the TV show, Superman, that they had?
Smallville?
No, Lois and Clark.
Oh.
Lois and Clark. And that was campy as all get out, but it was highly followed. And then Smallville was another one that was highly followed, but very campy.
I loved it.
It's like they have to pay so much for the licensing rights to utilize the Superman, everything, that they have nothing left over to work with. That's the impression I get. It must cost billions just to get the access to the Superman franchise. Maybe that's why. I don't know.
Maybe.
And they're not left with anything. So they end up hiring mediocre writers, mediocre actors, the whole thing. And they probably spend so much on... They spend so much on effects. Apparently, it's very difficult to make the cape look right when they're flying.
Voice is Adam West in the 60s.
Yeah, that's who did the Batman.
Karen says they've got to redo their kitchen floors again.
Again? Oh my gosh, Karen.
This time it's because Steve uses a rolling stool to sit on it so he can cook, and the stool had ruined the floor. So not flooding this time. Or no water damage.
Oh,
Wow.
I can't remember what. Am I playing bass or guitar? Oh, I'm playing bass anyway. So, meh. I don't have to worry about it.
Did you see this comment that Michelle just left on the video that we did yesterday, the TikTok?
No.
She said, from the side, you look like a young Bruce Willis. Wow.
I'll take that.
Wow.
A young Bruce Willis.
young
I mean,
Bruce
before
Willis.
he got all. I will take that. Can I tell her she's hired?
3 seconds. Here we go.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country
Here's Shabuzi.
on KIX 102.5.
Did y'all see the TikTok we did yesterday? It's on TikTok and Insta, Facebook. It's all over the place. We let TikTok pick the song with the picture.
That's what we should have done, though. Pam Cossey's comment. We should have done "Gown of Buffalo" as
Yeah.
the song that came up.
We didn't pick it, though. We just let it
I know,
do.
but we could have
We could have.
uploaded that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I picked a Jason Aldean song for you. I was having a really hard time figuring out how to do one of me. So I was like, forget it. I'll just do Randy and call it good. All right, 29 seconds. I wonder if God of Buffalo is even on TikTok.
Oh, Jomo and the Possum Posse is a little older.
Here we go.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
Increasing clouds with highs in the upper 80s. It is 69 in Joplin.
And we'll give you a look at the weather forecast, tell you about the chance of rain later this evening.
But we're talking about the dumbest reason that you've ever heard of someone breaking up with someone.
Or maybe that you broke up with them or they broke up with you.
623-1025 to call or text.
Or you can tell us on Facebook, what's the dumbest reason you've ever heard of someone breaking up?
Well, I ran around with this girl for about a month, and I drove over an hour to meet her parents. And as I was leaving her place, I get a text message from her that said she couldn't be with me because she had to work on her spiritual growth.
Yeah, I can't go out with you. I need to work on my spiritual growth.
Oh, man. And then she went and joined a commune.
Oh, pretty much.
You know, I once had a spiritual growth, but we got a dermatologist to remove it.
Randy.
You know what kind of music they play when they're removing spiritual growth?
What?
I was going to play it for you, but now I can't find it.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. There it is. This kind of music right here. Yeah.
Right here.
You like that?
Yeah, this is so good.
Oh, my goodness. That's awesome. The spiritual growth music. There it is. Spiritual growth music. I'm sorry. You have a spiritual growth.
How do you remove a spiritual growth?
You burn it.
Okay. What's the dumbest reason you ever heard of someone breaking up with someone else?
Over a can of beans
What?
because it wasn't beans for it was supposed to be beans for beans and weenies,
Uh-huh.
and I got the wrong can. So my second wife and I we split up.
What?
Yeah,
Got some deep-seated issue in those,
She must really like her beans.
yeah, I guess so.
or really hate yours.
What is the most stupid reason that you've ever heard of someone breaking up with someone else?
I had some neighbors when I was a kid who had been married for 2 or 3 years, and they started doing their genealogy and discovered they were 8th or 9th cousins, so they got a divorce.
Wait a minute, though. 8th or 9th cousin?
That's like way too far apart to matter.
Yeah, that's why I think it's ridiculous.
I think they were looking for a reason.
I think they were too.
What is the dumbest reason that you've ever heard of someone breaking up with someone else?
Back in high school, her mom wouldn't let her go out with me because she said I had too much street smart.
Too much street smarts.
Yep.
That just makes you more like Google Maps or something. You just-
I didn't understand it either.
You should have told her, hey, listen, lady, I'm going to get your daughter home no matter what time or where it is because I know where every street is.
Yeah, I know where Main Street is, Connecticut, 32nd Street. I know where all the streets are.
What's the dumbest reason you've ever heard of someone breaking up with someone else?
623-1025 to call or text.
Or you can tell us on Facebook.
It's the 4 states #1 for country.
Okay, let's
What's up with
fix
that?
that.
Can't you open up the cart number?
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's not the cart that's quiet. It's the channel.
Oh, the channel.
I'd have to go into that sound card thing.
Yeah.
Third-party sound card control.
Karen wants to know how your Buffalo Rider's doing.
My Buffalo Rider?
Yeah, the picture.
Oh, yeah, doing fine.
Oh, boy.
I used my Tower of London mug last night in the swimming pool, drinking coffee.
It's on TikTok.
I think that's the wrong picture for it, though.
Yeah, it's me kissing a jar of
I
pickles.
think you need to be sitting like on a chair backward.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Karen says, Randy, the volume went down.
What volume went down? On what? Our volume didn't go down. We're still hitting peak over here.
Yeah, we're good on our end, I think.
They use the same jingle company we do.
You can tell by that deep voice at the end.
Yeah, the whole thing, the main vocal and everything.
Morning, blessed in life. Oh, it's fixed now. Whatever floats your boat, I guess. The Batman on TV was so popular, many actors wanted to be on it, even if it was just a cameo,
Yep.
or Batman and Robin were climbing up a wall.
That was a really big thing back in the 70s when a studio was trying to promote an up-and-coming actor or an actor who had a major role in an upcoming movie as part of the promotional series to create what they call heat. They call that heat in Los Angeles. When you have heat surrounding your career, that's an opportunity to strike while things are hot. So sometimes they will try to do that with cameo appearances, interview appearances, late night talk show appearances to try to create heat. By the way, Karen may want to know about this. Did you know that the Louvre is closed right now? So while you are making your plans in Paris, they are on strike.
Oh.
That just happened just happened yesterday. The Louvre entire staff went on strike. During a pre-opening staff meeting, the workers complained that they had too many tourists and not enough staff to handle them.
Wow.
Gallery attendants, ticket agents, security personnel refused to take up their posts in protest over the unmanageable crowds, chronic understaffing, and what one union called untenable working conditions. So, meanwhile, thousands of stranded and confused visitors with tickets in hand were standing in unmoving lines in the courtyard entrance to the museum there by the glass pyramid. The Louvre welcomed 8.7 million visitors last year, more than double what its infrastructure has been designed to accommodate. Even with a daily cap of 30,000, the staff says the experience has become a daily test of endurance with too few rest areas, limited bathrooms, summer heat. Here's what you do.
Okay.
Put the Mona Lisa at the top of the Eiffel Tower, make tourists climb the steps to see it. That'll cut the crowds by half.
That's true.
Why don't they put me in charge of these things?
Full of great ideas.
They did give everybody waiting outside in the hot sun all the free cheese they could eat.
Ew.
I think they ought to also convert the museum tour to a Disney-type ride. Get in the little car, zip through, get off, get out. We've got another bunch waiting. There's a fast pass thing.
Or no one size fits most.
And if the crowd's outside waiting to get in, if they get too large, then
release the hounds.
What is that from?
The Simpsons.
That's what I thought. Mr. Burns?
Yes. There is a new Guillermo del Toro movie coming out in November.
Is it brutal?
It looks really, really well done. And knowing his ability, to me, there is no better artist when it comes to filming a movie than Guillermo del Toro. He did The Shape of Water. He did Pan's Labyrinth. Both to me are beautifully filmed movies. I mean, everything that he does has a look about it. And it's just, everything's gorgeous, almost unrealistically so. I mean, you think about The Shape of Water, which you haven't seen.
Nope.
So that's the one where they find a merman. The woman takes him home, puts him in a bathtub, and has sex with him.
What?
But the sets, the scenery, the design, the way it's filmed, everything is just almost storybook-like, fancifully beautiful, you know. So he is now undertaking Frankenstein.
Ooh, Frankenstein.
It should be Frankenstein, right? Frankenstein. And it's the real story, not the brains story or that one.
It's about the scientist.
Yeah, Victorian scientist who just is attempting to restore life. And so he creates this man out of body parts and pieces and stuff, brings him to life, makes a wife for him under his demand. The Frankenstein monster is a psychopathic because of the brain mix-up. Now, those are so it's the Mary Shelley story, which a lot of people don't realize, that the Frankenstein monster escapes, travels the world, killing people, and always seeking Victor Frankenstein, the scientist, to try to exact revenge on him for what he's done to him. He can't die. And he has daddy issues, let's put it that way, and chases him all over the world, finally catches up with him at the North Pole or up in the Arctic Circle. That's where he's run off to, and it looks amazing. I saw the trailer for it.
How does the monster find him?
Just looking for him. I mean, it is the Victorian era, so he can't look him up on the internet, you know. So he just has to wander the world trying to track him down.
He just happens to be at the North Pole.
No, he's running across the ice. Again, not your normal human.
Huh.
But it looks like everything Guillermo del Toro does. It looks amazing.
I want to see Pan's Labyrinth.
It's on the list.
I know we've talked about assigning it before.
Such a sad movie.
Oh, wait a second.
So it happens.
Sad?
Yeah, it happens during the Spanish Civil War. And
I thought they were like monsters or
well, there are created by a father to distract his, not monsters, it's fairy tales created by a father to distract his son. He does it in such a way that they come alive to him.
I'm mixing my movies. There's a movie called Labyrinth and there's Pan's Labyrinth, right?
Yes. Labyrinth
This
is
Labyrinth.
that's Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh, it is?
Yes, that's Pan's
Oh,
Labyrinth.
okay.
Labyrinth is hello. Excuse me, did you say hello? Hello? No, I said hello. Or the Bog of Eternal Stench. That's David Bowie and Jennifer Connelly in that movie.
So David Bowie's Labyrinth, not Pan's Labyrinth.
Right. Pan's
Okay.
Labyrinth is Guillermo del Toro, and it's entirely in Spanish.
Okay.
And again, takes place during the Spanish Civil War, which there were more atrocities during that Civil War than any other I know of. It's horrible. KIX 102.5. That, and there's some of that shown, you know, some of the horrendousness of that war and the hopelessness of the people in the countryside. Goya, you remember the Goya picture I showed you of the giant eating the human?
Yes.
A lot of his paintings come from that time period, the darkness of that. He has some. So Goya would travel with one of the armies, one of the rebel armies, and would paint some of the scenes from the battle. And he's so graphic, so horrific, his paintings. And he captures people's horror in their faces in a way that no other artist did. That made him famous.
Hey, Jerry, how you doing? What does that say about you, Megan? That you always have crayons.
That she cannot be trusted with ink pens.
Even my bachelorette party, now that I think about it, she had crayons.
Christy says if she would have went straight, she would have gone straight to the castle. Who?
We're talking Pan's Labyrinth?
No.
Is it one of those movies? Is it going to end like Life is Beautiful ends?
I don't think so. I don't think it has a happy ending.
Oh, she loves the movie Labyrinth, she says.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. Christy's talking about the movie Labyrinth. Yeah, so at the very beginning, yeah, you're talking about. Well, let's be honest. The movie Labyrinth was written by somebody who smoked a lot of weed. Not just because of all the stuff that happens, but because of the randomness. It just kind of goes here, there, and everywhere. The Goblin King steals her baby brother. And Jennifer Connelly, that was her very first acting role. She was 16 in that movie. No, it was not her first. It was her second. She was 17 in that movie. She was 16 when she appeared in Once Upon a Time in the U.S. or what is the name of she was in a movie by the guy who did the spaghetti westerns, Sergio Leone.
Okay, yeah.
She was in one of his movies, one of his early movies.
A Western?
No, it's a historical drama about New York City, and she's nude in this movie.
Oh.
At a very young age. Yeah, it's not. Yeah. So she already had some experience.
17 seconds. Are you still in Joplin, Jerry?
Yeah, but he's trying to get out. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
It's going to be warm today. Sunshine in upper 80s. It is 69 in Joplin.
Morning KIX takeover starting in just 15 minutes. So you still got time to make your song picks on the KIX website or the KIX app.
But we're talking about the dumbest reason that you've ever heard of someone breaking up with someone else.
What's the stupidest reason you've ever heard of someone ending a relationship?
I had a girl break up with me after only 2 dates. Actually, we dated for about 3 weeks before we actually finally spent the night with each other, and she broke up with me because I snored.
Hey, dude, I don't blame her. I totally get it. You got to be able to get a good night's sleep.
Exactly. I've done this too.
This woman was suffering.
But she could have let me know to where I could have tried to fix it instead of breaking up with me and just letting it all go.
Oh, yeah, sure. Put on one of those nose things that you have to wear at night you breathe where you look like Darth Vader laying in the bed.
Oh, you mean the CPAP machine?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I thought that was a pretty ridiculous reason for breaking up with me.
You want to see something really sexy? 10:30, I turn into Darth Vader.
What's the most stupid reason you've ever heard of someone breaking up with someone else?
I'm too attracted to their mom.
Whoa!
Whoa. Yeah, I think you better get out of there on that.
I had a friend tell me that one.
I feel like that was going to be an episode of Jerry Springer right there.
You're like Psycho.
Did you ever break up with someone because of a stupid reason or hear about it?
I'm calling in for a friend.
Sure you are.
She had too many cats.
That's not a dumb reason, Christine.
Yes, it is. That is a stupid reason.
That's a good reason to get out of there. Are you kidding me? If they have 150
No,
cats.
she didn't say 150. She just said too many.
I mean, you can never have too many cats.
Yes, you can.
No, you can.
The state has determined that you can, and they'll come take away your house if you do.
Well, in that case,
Don't tell him where your friend lives.
yes.
Yeah, your friend.
Yeah, have as many cats as you want. I mean, I think
Right.
she should have 20 if she wants 20 cats.
Yeah, as long as you cook them and eat them on an
No,
ongoing
don't eat the
basis.
cats.
What is the dumbest reason you've ever heard of someone breaking up with someone else?
When I was in 7th grade, I had a crush on a boy for several weeks, and I wrote him a love letter, and I was just goo-goo-eyed. And he finally started liking me and was talking to me, and we decided to meet at the park, and he kissed me, and he had, I guess, just ate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and didn't brush his teeth, and I couldn't stand him after that. I said, I gotta go.
He's like, what the heck just happened?
I know. I was like, I don't like you no more.
Fickle women, that's typical right there.
Yeah.
Although he did turn her off PB&J's from that point on.
What is the most stupid reason you've ever heard of someone breaking up with someone else?
623-1025 to text or tell us.
You can also tell us on Facebook.
It's the 4 states #1 for country.
KIX 102.5. Yeah. I know our grass is way too wet to mow right now too. It's driving me crazy.
Looks like this in the movie. You see, everything is just like storybook level. With the story of this girl and her. It's just tragic. And it's all got this. What would you call that? It's not really antique, but there is a tint to everything. That's very distracting, but it's the. I don't know what to call that, and this done too. Yeah, like a color mood that he does. So the pan is not a nice, very nice character creature. It's a trickster, and it's a more true to the pan legend.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Ophelia, not necessarily. No, you don't. It is a very, very sad. Bridge to Terabithia is another movie like that that is very tragic and sad. Good movie. I remember going into it not realizing what it was about, what was happening, and everything. And by the end of it, I was like, oh, you know, we need to put that on there. We need to put Room on there.
I don't know that Room's on the list. I know
Room
Bridge
is
to Terabithia is in Pan
such a great movie, but there's also a movie about these 3 boys that get kidnapped. 2 or 3 boys.
What's it called?
Oh, I can't remember. Anybody remember that one? These boys get kidnapped, and the parents spend so long looking for them, and they think it's this guy that lives on their street. And the guy's a total nut job. He's a creeper, bit of a psycho, but he is not the one who stole the boys.
It was Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, well, the neighbor, is it called Prisoners? Yes, Prisoners. Put that on the list. It's 2 young girls. It's not boys, it's girls. And it has really, really big cast. What's his name that played Wolverine?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a movie, Hugh Jackman. It's more of a movie rather than about the kidnapped girls. It's about the lengths parents would go to if placed in those situations. Despairing movie by the end of it, you're like
Just
exhausted from the emotional turmoil that you've witnessed. It's just horrible, horrible, horrible. Does not end well. I appreciate movies like that because that it's all about feeling something, right? And it really does such a good job of doing that.
Yeah.
Not a pleasant movie at all. Bridge to Terabithia is good, but it's very, very sad.
Do I want to watch it?
Yeah. To me, Pan's Labyrinth is sadder. But yeah, those need to be on there. Pan's Labyrinth has a little bit of that despair of what did I just say the name of the movie was? Heroes?
Prisoners?
Prisoners. Room.
Mm-hmm. Added that one.
Is a really, really good movie. Horrific, but with a better ending. more positive ending.
Okay.
I mean, the idea, and it's based on a true story.
Oh, gosh. Why is it horrific?
Well, it's the story about a woman who's kidnapped as a young girl and is raised by her kidnapper. He impregnates her, keeps her in this little room, this little closed-in room.
Is this the Christina Ricci movie?
No, I don't think so.
Because there's another one where she's kidnapped, isn't there?
No, you're thinking Black Snake Moan. She's not really kidnapped, and that movie is just ridiculous, just stupid. Kind of like, whatever, Dorinda.
Like
and
My Girl?
she has the baby herself, raises him, and he's now 4 or 5 years old. He's never, ever been outside, ever. And they escape. He escapes. She does not. And then he has to try to acclimate into normal life. And what a challenge that is. Only known 2 people in his whole life, the kidnapper and his mom. And finding out who he was and what that whole relationship was, because she shielded him all of his life.
Right.
Just mind-blowing.
Is My Girl on the list? My Girl's on the list, certainly, right?
Thought we'd seen My Girl. What did we see? My Girl's the little girl that could cry on film. No, I'll do anything.
That's I Do Anything.
Yeah.
And give me money.
Money.
She's
Great
so,
movie.
Oh, so good.
We also need to do the one about the Indian boy and
Oh,
that's a great.
What is that one
It's
called?
another one of those that Guillermo del Toro could have filmed it. It's got that same artistic photography feel.
What is that movie called?
I can't remember.
I've never seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
Well, I'm thinking all these later movies, but that is a great movie. It's another one that, to me, they hit a point where they become
Life
epic.
of Pi?
Life of Pi. They become epic. They're no longer a movie or film. It's an epic.
Yeah.
And that one is an epic. Room is an epic. Pan's Labyrinth is an epic. Some of them are just movies you casually watch. Others are ones you're invested in, and they take a little something out of you. Speaking of Indian films, what is the other movie about the Indian boy who wins the lottery or wins the game show? Oh, it's another one of those that's just devastating to watch.
I don't know this one. Slumdog Millionaire?
Yes, Slumdog Millionaire. That one. It's another one that just, you're not the same person when you get done watching some of these movies. It changes you. Some of them. Those are the good ones.
Got a minute 10. Carla says someone broke up with me because I was too clingy. Justin says, feet. Dated all winter just fine. Summer came along. She wore sandals. Her big toe was huge. It looked like she could pick up a small child and fly away.
Let me tell you something, though. Feet is not an unjustifiable reason to break up with someone. I did not divorce my first wife over her feet, but I could have.
What was wrong with her feet?
Good gosh, you could smell them when she was driving home from work. I mean, like 5 miles before she would get home, I'd be, she's on her way here. It was that bad. And bless her heart, she tried everything to control. And there's just some people that their body chemically, can't regulate for whatever reason. Oh, guys, there's never been a cheese in the world ever made that could have competed with this smell.
Gross.
It was bad.
10 seconds.
So bad. KIX 102.5, the 4 states number 1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
Increasing clouds with highs in the upper 80s. Today, it is 69 in Joplin.
And we've got the Morning KIX takeover starting in just 5 minutes.
So go on the KIX app or the KIX website and vote on the songs that you want us to play back for you.
But we're talking today about the dumbest reason you've ever heard of someone breaking up with someone else.
Maybe it's an excuse you used or someone used on you.
Yeah, what's the dumbest reason you've ever heard?
Basically along the same lines as, the whole, it's not you, it's me. But
Right.
instead it was, you love me more than I love you.
That's never how it is.
Right? It's like, seriously, like, okay.
So what they're saying is pretty much, I don't love you, and you love me. So you see the
Right.
breakdown here. Yeah, there's the problem.
I think that is true.
What is the dumbest reason you've ever heard of someone breaking up with someone else?
I got married, and a month and a half later, my wife left me. She said I treated her too good. She didn't know how to handle it, so I didn't know if I was supposed to be beating on her or what,
What the heck does
what are you supposed
that
to do?
mean?
So we got a divorce and done.
She found someone who would punish her the way she required.
Yeah.
Maybe.
What is...
50 Shades of Awkward.
Oh, my gosh. Yes. What is the most stupid reason you've ever heard of someone breaking up with someone else?
I got broke up with because I was intimidating. And he said because when we were watching TV the other night, I picked up the remote and changed it to something he didn't like, and that intimidated him.
Well, you are pretty intimidating. I mean, you scare me a little bit.
Well,
I'm
good.
terrified right now just talking to you.
Over a remote?
Well, again, I think he was looking. Hey, she just changed the channel. I can leave her.
Yes. What's the most stupid reason you've ever heard of someone breaking up with someone else?
Well, it happened to me. I was dating a girl way back in high school. I had a pager back when pagers were big and popular.
Right.
And I told her one day I needed to get it back from her, and she said, well, if I can't have your pager, then we're done.
Well, at least you knew where your bread was buttered.
Pretty much.
On the side of the pager.
I'm glad it wasn't a cell phone, though. That'd be a disaster.
Yeah, those things were huge back then.
Literally, you needed a whole briefcase to carry them.
What? I don't know what relevance that has to the breakup, but we're working really hard here, okay? Just trust us.
What's the most stupid reason you've ever heard of someone breaking up with someone else?
623-1025 to text or tell us yours.
You can also tell us on Facebook.
It's the 4 states number 1 for country.
KIX 102.5. Dorinda says the volume does drop when you guys go live.
I don't know how. Nothing changes.
Thank you, Megan.
Oh, so tomorrow's going to be rainy in the morning.
Great.
We'll have your first look at the weather. And we're also going to be talking about we're going to be asking the question because I often like to revisit this question because I believe it's a very real phenomenon that you can say, I love you too much.
Oh, no.
Yes, it's a
no,
thing.
I don't think this is
You
true.
can. To prove it,
Like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
fine. So to prove it, I'm going to say I love you to everyone, and it's just going to lose all meaning. So, and we'll let you weigh in on this on whether you think do this
Mm.
with it.
Oh, no.
What's in your mouth, Jen? Your screen's going black.
I like that one.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for the reminder, Megan. Tomorrow we will have more Old Dominion tickets up for grabs. Also, Secret Sound at 7:20. Okay.
All right, guys. So have a great rest of your Tuesday.
Bye.